Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carpio Grego.
And I'm Maddie Volmer.
Now, a 22-year-old man is in the Doña Ana County jail tonight, charged with murder and tampering with evidence.
The incident forced Lynn Middle School into a lockdown yesterday morning. Police say at around 6 yesterday morning, Elijah Daniel Venegas was arguing with his girlfriend who called Bernardo Hernandez for a ride. The two men argued and Hernandez shot and killed him. Investigators say Hernandez ran through the school grounds, prompting the lockdown. None of the staff or students were injured. The New Mexico State Police Department is investigating an officer-involved shooting involving the Roswell Police Department.
That's right. Now, we don't know much about it just yet, but we do know the person the officer shot is dead. Now, it happened near the intersection of South Sunset and West McGaffey, and none of the officers were injured. A man who went missing while on probation is in jail in Taos tonight. The New Mexico State Police, along with Taos County Sheriff's deputies, arrested him after he was spotted in a coffee shop.
The tip came in on March 19th that Alfredo Sanchez was at Pete's coffee shop in the Taos Valley Lodge. He was on parole for homicide when he went missing. Officers checked with the front desk and learned Alfredo's wife had checked him in using Alfredo's New Mexico driver's license. Alfredo tried to run, but officers arrested him and put him in jail.
Now, the summertime weather is finally making its comeback here in Las Cruces, Maddie.
And I'm ready to start tanning. Abigail, what can you tell us about those current conditions?
You guys are totally right. We are seeing higher temperatures. As you can see right now, the skies are sunny with the temperatures at 79 degrees, winds at 12 miles per hour, humidity is at 7%, dew point 11 degrees, and barometer is at 30.10 inches. Now, taking a look at that high today, we had a high of 82 degrees, a low of 50 degrees. Usually we have an average of 75 degrees. Now, taking it back 3 years ago in 2021, we had a high of 89 degrees. And in 1979, we had a low of 26 degrees. Today we had no rain, so that leaves our precipitation at 8.83 inches. That's all I have. Let's take it back to Maddie and Carpio.
Last season, southern New Mexico's pecans have all been harvested, but now growers are getting ready for the next season.
That's right, and pecan growers have many challenges, one of which being invasive and harmful pests. News 22's agricultural reporter Maddie Mortimer has the news.
Spring is here, and pecans are still being delivered by the truckload. Places like Valley Cold Storage in Mesilla work with farmers to make sure pecans are fresh and weevil-free for your pies all year round.
Anything that's being treated for quarantine will go in the freezer, which stored about -0 to -4 degrees.
These cold temperatures kill them. The weevil has been successfully eradicated in Doña Ana County twice. Once found, it can take up to 5 to 7 years to get rid of. This nasty critter makes a hole in the shell of the nut to lay its eggs. Then young weevils hatch and eat all the good stuff and make the pecans worthless.
It's all gone.
Brad Lewis is a pecan economy expert with the New Mexico Department of Agriculture.
Pecan growers in general consider pecan weevil the most economically damaging insect that they face.
Tiffany Johnson is the state's insect expert. She's in charge of making sure pecan orchards are inspected regularly.
And yeah, it's a waiting game now.
For now, she hopes to keep the evil weevil from spreading further. Maddie Mortimer, News 22.
A relatively new drug to treat ALS is being pulled from the shelves. Emmerich Pharmaceuticals announced it is voluntarily withdrawing Relyvrio from the market. The FDA approved it in September of 2022. The decision was controversial. At the time, some said there wasn't enough proof that it was helpful. A more recent and larger trial showed no evidence that it worked. The company says patients who are currently on Relyvrio should talk to their doctor.
Now, not only here in New Mexico, but across the country, people are getting ready for some summertime fun.
Yes, and I'm ready to start hitting the gym for my summer body. Abby, what can you tell us about the rest of the nation?
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off at looking at those temperatures for tonight across the U.S. As you can see, pretty nice night tonight. Some rains, as you can see, Los Angeles at 46 degrees, experiencing some rains tonight. Phoenix at 56 degrees. I think it's pretty hot over there. 51 degrees here, not here, in El Paso, and in Albuquerque they'll have 46 degrees tonight. Taking a look at my next map, we're going to look at those storms that will be coming in from the west, going into the plains. As you can see, parts of Nebraska and eastern parts of Kansas and Oklahoma will experience thunderstorms and rain, as well as hail and very damaging winds. Now, for my next map, we're going to jump to Monday night, where parts of Texas, Oklahoma, lower Mississippi, and Tennessee Valley will experience these rains and thunderstorms as well. This will happen after the eclipse has concluded, though. So let's take a look at my last map, where we will be seeing these times that the eclipse is happening at, where they will see it at totality. So in Dallas at 1:40 p.m. Central Time, and as you can see here in New Mexico, we're only going to be seeing it partially. It will happen at around 11 a.m., peak at 12:30, and will last until around 1:50 p.m. So it is important to wear your solar eclipse sunglasses for the whole duration of the eclipse. That is all I have for your national weather. I will be back with your local temps after the break. Welcome back. Let's take a look at those local temperatures. Farmington is at 73 degrees, Clovis at 73 as well, Ruidoso 63, Roswell at 80, Las Cruces at 79 degrees, and Deming at 76 degrees. Now tomorrow, Farmington will have a high of 71 degrees, Socorro 81 degrees, Roswell 86 degrees. Here in Las Cruces, we'll have a high of 81 degrees, and Deming will have a high of 77 degrees. Now tonight in Alamogordo, they will have a low of 51 and partially cloudy skies. Tomorrow they'll have a high of 79 degrees and some clouds in the sky as well. Taking it to Truth or Consequences, tonight they'll have a low of 48 degrees, no clouds in the sky, and windy day tomorrow over there at 68 degrees. Now in Silver City, we'll have a low of 41 degrees, and tomorrow we'll have a high of 68 degrees with some clouds in the sky. And here in Las Cruces tonight, we'll have a low of 50 degrees, clear skies, and tomorrow we'll have a high of 81 and some clouds in the skies. That is all I have. Let's take it back to Maddie and Carpio.
Thanks, Abby. Helpful as always. Now, archaeologists are working on a site near Holloman Air Force Base that might shed light on New Mexico's ancient history.
Base officials said the ancient campsite is about 8,200 years old. The White Sands Dunes buried the site and protected it. Digs have turned up about 70 items ranging from flake stones to a rare example of an early ground stone. The site is one of 400 archaeological discoveries found within the boundaries of Holloman. And Victor is next with a look at sports.
Thank you, Maddie. Coming up in sports, New Mexico State Baseball welcomes Liberty to Las Cruces for the first time. You can toss that remote because News22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time to kick it with Vic. Well, NM State Baseball looks to turn its season around when they take on the Liberty Flames this weekend. The Aggies have struggled to gain momentum, specifically on the pitching side. They have an ERA of 8.57 while holding an 11-16 overall record and have only won one of their 5 conference games this season. Facing a Flame squad that is under 500 but have won 5 of their 6 conference games, the Aggies will have to find a way to stop a Liberty defense that ranks 4th in Conference USA pitching. And now on to softball. The Aggies have been on a tear this season, winning 20 of their 33 games thanks to an offense led by Conference USA Freshman of the Week winner Desiree Spearman, who owns a .414 batting average and hit a walk-off grand slam that capped off a 4-1 week. Followed by Desiana Patman, who has a batting average of .429, and the Aggies will now head to Jacksonville, Alabama to take on the Jack State Gamecocks for a 3-game series starting tomorrow at 5 p.m., continuing Saturday at noon and ending Sunday again at noon. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action next week. Still ahead on News 22, Abby will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at our top stories.
The Las Cruces Police Department has announced charges that have been made against a man in connection with the shooting and killing of another near Lynn Middle School. And this harvesting season, pecan farmers were met with the challenge of ensuring their pecans were weevil-free. Also, the NMSU Native American program is getting ready for a weeks-long series of events to honor their culture and heritage.
Now let's go to Abigail for a look at our 5-day forecast.
Thanks, y'all, for that 5-day. Tomorrow we'll have partly sunny skies, high of 81 and 45 degrees, and a low of 45 degrees, This weekend we'll see some winds on Saturday, the highs in the 60s and 70s and lows in 40s and 60s. On Monday and Tuesday we will see some showers, highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s. That's all I have for your 5-day. Let's take it back to Maddie and Carpio.
Thanks, Abigail. And that's all for News 22 Thursday. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight.
Make sure to tune in next week for more news. I'm Carpio Grego.
And I'm Maddie Volmer, and from the whole News 22 team, Carpio, Abby, Victor, and myself, good night.
This news brief in Espanol is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Andrea Vázquez. Estas son las breves de Noticias 22. La policía de Las Cruces anunció el miércoles que se habían presentado cargos contra un hombre sospechoso de disparar y matar a otro cerca de la escuela secundaria Lynn. El incidente y la investigación obligaron a las escuelas públicas de Las Cruces a cerrar la secundaria Lynn. Elijah Daniel Venegas, de 24 años, murió a causa de la herida tras ser trasladado para recibir tratamiento. El tiroteo sucedió alrededor de las 6 de la mañana ayer en el bloque de Lester Avenue. Investigadores creen que Venegas discutió con su novia y ella le habló a Bernardo Hernández Jr. para recogerla. La policía explica que la discusión entre los hombres llegó a ser física. Ha sido descubierto un sitio arqueológico enterrado a 2 metros bajo la superficie dentro de los límites de la base Holloman de la Fuerza Aérea de Nuevo México. Geomorfólogos y miembros del vuelo medioambiental del 49 descubrieron un campamento de 8.200 años de antigüedad a principios de marzo. Matthew Cuba, gestor de recursos culturales del escuadrón, explicó que la arena blanca sepultó el sitio arqueológico, protegiendo los restos. Cuba declaró que este yacimiento es crucial para ilustrar la importancia de la historia y primeros habitantes de la zona. Cuba también señaló que el yacimiento es uno de los 400 descubrimientos arqueológicos hallados dentro de los límites de Holloman. Esto fue todo por mi parte. No olviden seguirnos en nuestras redes sociales. Que pasen una linda noche.